Hey guys, Jake is here. Before I get into the video, I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who supported the channel. I've been getting a lot of nice comments, people saying that the videos have been helping them and their gameplays have been improving, and that just makes me so glad to hear. It means that these videos are serving their purpose, which is to help people, and that's great. I really appreciate that feedback. And it's honestly, it's been crazy how much this channel has kicked off in just under a week. It just has blown my expectations. So yeah, once again, thank you guys. And now we can start with this video. This is going to be about the Tau Empire. Now the Tau Empire are very popular for various reasons. They have very strong early and late game capabilities. But today I just wanted to show you the build orders that you need to know when playing this race so that you can do everything you need to do with them properly. I know when a lot of beginners play the Tau, they kind of overestimate themselves a little bit. Maybe they'll go for a Fire Warrior spam, but then they won't have the economy to support that massing of the Fire Warriors and etc. and so on and so forth. Now, Tau are very micro and macro intensive. You got to be kind of good at both to play them properly. So let's just get into a Fatamorga game here. Cool. So what I'll show you first is the standard build order for the Tau. This is just, you know, just another one of those general openings that leaves your options open to you. And it'll help, you know, stop you from doing those bad beginner habits. So let's just get into the game here. Make one barracks, make one builder, 2 scouts, get the first builder to help with the barracks, and we'll also research the jetpacks upgrade. Let me adjust my mic here. Okay. Now we'll queue up one generator, and we'll get the first scout to capture the first point. And we get the second scout to capture the second point. Now, you can choose between the Fire Warrior and the Tau Commander to start with. I'm going to start with the Tau Commander, just because he has good mobility with his jump pack, and he's got good long range, good damage, 2 abilities to one-shot most units, and the other to lay down traps. So just all around a good versatile unit to start with. The Fire Warriors can come later. There might be specific situations where you would make the Fire Warriors first, but in this one I'm just going to start with the Tau Commander. Maybe starting with Fire Warriors can help with early rushes, I'm not too sure. They definitely take less time to build than the Tau Commander, so that's just some things to consider. Cool. Tau Commander is out. Not going to make the Fire Warriors just yet, because we still need the requisition to get our economy up and running. And actually, once these are built, then we can start on the Fire Warriors. So maybe I'll just build this listening post first. No, we'll just do it now. Okay. And now we can build this listening post. Capture the relic. This stealth team will be my spotter, and we're going to set him to no attack stance, which is this green sort of palm facing up. I'll build that listening post. Now the reason why we do this is because we don't want him to attack. If he attacks, it'll alert the enemy to his position and he can get detected and killed, and we don't want that. So we're just going to go out and explore with him, at the same time providing vision to our Fire Warriors and Tau Commander. So we also need to get our LP2s and one more generator. And once we get that last generator going, that's the opening done. Okay? So we got 2 LP2s going, a second generator going up. You might even have to build a 3rd generator, but okay, so we got Dark Elder. And now we just go out and do some harassing. Those mandrakes will be infiltrated, so we got to try avoid those. But now we kind of have options here. So if our opponent's not being too aggressive, we can sort of just focus on our economy, get enough resources to make the path to enlightenment. If our opponent was being aggressive, for example, we could make more fire warriors. Add the heavy flamer to the tower commander, of course. And what we want to be doing is kind of like aiming for our opponent's builder units. Any weak, single units we can just get rid of that will be costly to our opponent. So this is it here. While I'm doing this, I'm looking up at my resources here. I have enough to go path of alignment, so I'll just go straight for that since my opponent's not really being aggressive. And I'll just keep making plasma generators. But this is it, guys. This is the standard opening. You've got your commander out. You've got a fire warrior squad to, help to aid the tower commander. And we got our little stealth suit here just to provide some extra vision. So I'm just going to cut it short here, just to move this video along, and I'll go on to the next one. Okay guys, so the second build order I'm going to be talking about is the Vespid plus the Tower Commander build. Now, this build is useful in those situations if you're, say, up against maybe Necrons, or basically any race. This definitely applies to Necrons though, and you just want to kind of destroy their economy. So if you're playing against an opponent whose strategy is to tech all the time and boost up their resources, this opening will definitely be detrimental to their strategies. The cons of this opening is that your own eco will be left vulnerable for a short period, and you have to be good at your micro especially to do this opening. So I'll head straight into the game. As usual, 1 barracks, 1 builder, 2 scouts. Grab the builders, and we queue up the generator. Pretty standard stuff. Cap the points. I'm just going to time-lapse this part because it is pretty much the same as the other opening. We get the tower commander, and I'll get back to you in a sec. Okay guys, so once the plasma generator is done, we make the Vespids. And this is where our economy will be left a little bit open, so we don't have enough requisition to make our listing posts. But the idea with this opening is we'll be too busy distracting our opponent that he won't be trying to wreck our economy either. So these should both get produced at relatively the same time. Yep, cool. And we just head straight to our opponent's base. Now you're going to be using your jump abilities a lot in this one. So we've got to do some more micro around here. Don't waste time. Make use of every second you can. Okay. Once we've gotten close, you just sort of jump to where you think the plasma generators are going to be, and you go in there with your Vespids. Tower Commander follows suit, and we see some generators here. We press D, click on the generator, and that'll make our Vespids automatically start bringing down that generator. And we get our Tower Commander, use target acquired to one-shot the builders, and once that generator's down, we move on to the next one. Now you can see how quickly these Vespids just tear apart these buildings. And while we're doing all that, we go back and focus on our macro. So our enemy is suffering while our own economy isn't. And we get our heavy flamer here. If any builders try to repair the generator, or you get attacked like this, just press S, and your Vespids will just blow them away. And then they can then go in and just obliterate these generators. Okay. And we can just simply macro and micro at the same time. Like so. So it is a bit intense, this opening. If you lose any Vespids, just try to reinforce them. But keep jumping all around the place. So for example, I'm getting attacked in melee here, so I'm just going to jump straight over here. I see a builder. I'll try to get that builder down, and again, deconstruct, destabilize this listing post. And this is basically the opening, guys. We be aggressive, we focus on our macro, switch back and forth, so on and so forth. Destroy one building, instantly move on to the next one. Nothing here. We can get our stealth suits to decap any unprotected strategic points. Forgot that listing post. But this is basically it. You have to be constantly moving and harassing your enemy. And the idea is, hopefully your opponent will get crippled, and you can just segue into tier 2 and get your even more powerful units out. You can even make a Fire Warrior squad at this point if you feel like it. Just to add a bit of extra, you know, salt to the wound, as I say. But yeah, this is basically it, guys. Just a real quick one. I will now move on to the next one. Hey guys, so for the third opening I wanted to talk about is the fast vehicles build. Now this opening allows you to go straight to tier 2 and quickly send out those powerful tower vehicles which we all know and love that can deal a high amount of damage. The only drawback being that they are made out of paper, but that shouldn't be too much of a concern if you can micro properly. So without further ado, sorry, I should probably talk about the cons first of this opening as well. You will be vulnerable, as with most teching strategies early on, but we will be making one Fire Warrior squad just to provide some defense while we do this. So let me just get into it here. Make the barracks, Earthcast builder, 2 scouts and 1 more Earthcast builder. So we're not going to make the jump pack yet, because we need those extra resources for an extra builder, and we don't really need the jump pack anyway because we won't be doing a lot of harass. We won't have the Tower Commander. I suppose we could get the Tower Commander, but he is a little more expensive than Fire Warriors, so we're just going to get Fire Warriors today. Oh, did I say 1 gen? I meant 2 generators, by the way. And we get the second Earthcast, third Earthcast builder out. A little bit of a jumpy start here, but that's fine. Cool. Everything's looking good. Okay. So we've got our 2 generators up now. And we start building some listening posts. Now for this opening, we're not going to be upgrading them to LP2s. We are just going to stockpile resources. If you have excess resources, of course you can upgrade your post to LP2. I would definitely encourage that. Okay, so we already have enough power. Now we're just got to try aim for the requisition. And we just watch our time here. We don't want to start making the path to enlightenment after 3 minutes. We could have started building it now, but I want to get these LPs up first. Personal preference. Okay, so we get those going. We'll just capture some critical locations as well. These will provide us with some extra requisition. And our lone Fire Warrior squad should hopefully scare away our opponents if they come to attack. Now we start the Path to Enlightenment. But yeah, hopefully if we get attacked, our opponents will see the Fire Warriors and they'll run away. That's very hypothetical. I don't think in pro games that would scare the other player, but let's just stick with this for now. Fire Warriors can actually be pretty what's that word? Intimidating. That's the word. Fire Warriors can be pretty intimidating. So yeah, it's good to have like one squad out just to scare our opponent a little bit. Now we will need to build more generators because we will need the power for the vehicles. And I'm getting to at least plus 40 power. So once I get to tier 2 and start making the vehicle beacon, I will save the game. Just so that you can see how they're all kind of, you know, so yeah, okay, here it is now. I'll start the vehicle beacon. And this, I'll just pause here. This is where this build can kind of split into 3 categories if you want to go for fast Devilfish troop carriers, or fast Barracudas, or the fast drone Harbinger. So let me just save the game real quick. Cool. And the first one I'll show you now is the fast Devilfish. Devilfish troop carriers. I don't know why I can't talk today. It's very funny. Okay. So just build up this vehicle beacon. And since we have an excess of resources, I will just focus on economy a little bit. I'll just put these on no attack stance. Okay. Devilfish troop carriers. Now you can only build a limit of 3 of these. This is perfect. We have some aggression here. That's what I like. Help me explain my tutorials better, please, bot. Get out of here. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, he's going around that way. Let's upgrade that. And now we just bide our time and pretty much just wait. We will, while we wait, maybe we'll apply some pressure this way. First Devilfish is out. I have enough resources, I can make an extra Fire Warrior squad. Ah, Mandrakes. Probably need Pathfinders then. We'll reinforce up this Fire Warrior squad. Second Devilfish out. Just repair this. Cool. Do a power global research, why not? We have excess requisition, we can afford it. Okay. Pathfinders are out now. Now, 3 Devilfish troop carriers can do quite a decent amount of damage, actually. And they're very cheap too. They're only 50 blue to 75 green. Like, how cheap is that? Obviously, the drawback is that they only have 750 health, which is extremely low for vehicles. But, I mean, they're infiltrated, and they've got, like, 3 guns to shoot. Like, they do tons of DPS, so we can actually garrison some troops as well inside them. And now we just go out and do our thing. This is assuming our opponent won't have too much you know, too much detection to screw us over. But basically these guys can demolish buildings pretty fast. We can get our Fire Warriors out, add to the damage a bit. Should probably bring our Pathfinders a little bit closer here. But you see this building is going down pretty damn fast. So Now, just be a bit wary with this opening because it can fall flat. If your opponent detects these and ruins them, you're kind of done. I wonder if I can show it here, but these vehicles do not... Yeah, they will die in seconds. But say I got some squads like these that I just want to focus down. You can see just how quickly... Okay, see? See how they're being revealed now, and look at how quick their health goes down. So it's pretty situational, isn't it? That's just from one homunculus, and an Archon targeting it. But look at how quick that went down. So that's probably one of the only drawbacks to this strategy. However, cheap vehicles, we can just make more. And if they don't kill them fast enough, we can just get rid of the detector unit. So this is basically Devilfish opening, and just go out, get value, go tier 3, Monka, Koyan, your choice. Generally Koyan's the better one to choose. And yeah, that's it guys. I will go on to the next one. Okay guys, so for this second branch of the fast vehicles opening, this is going to be the fast Barracudas variant. So basically the idea here is to mess as many Barracudas as we can and go in and demolish our opponent's listening posts, plasma generators, you know, just all anything we can really get our hands on, but we want to focus the economy first and then the production buildings after if possible. And obviously this build is good on the long maps. It's just like the Chaos Hell Talon mess, except Barracudas are pretty fast and they just do extremely high damage against both vehicles and buildings. And also very good morale damage on infantry if you want to disrupt the infantry, break their morale, etc., so forth. Cool. So let's unpause the game here. Our vehicle beacon is done. Now we're going to overwatch the Barracudas. Now Barracudas are very demanding in terms of their population cap. They cost 4 and we only have 8 right now. Path to Enlightenment plus vehicle beacon will only give you 8 vehicle cap. And it would be pointless to make another vehicle beacon because that will only give you an extra 2 vehicle cap. What we have to do is, while we're doing this, accumulate enough resources to build either the Monka or the Koyan command posts, right? We want at least 3 Barracudas, to be honest. So while we do that, we'll just go out and just do a bit of scouting here. I'll make 1 Pathfinder squad just for those pesky mandrakes. And build another generator just to get the power going for the Monka / Koyan. Oh, I don't have the jump packs. I can research those now though, so that's fine. Yeah, it'll research quickly and it's pretty cheap. So we just don't do it early on just to get the extra builder out. So now we got 2 Barracudas. This should still be enough, you know? This still does heaps of damage. So while we wait for the Monka Koyan, we can just go in and disrupt our opponent by doing some damage here. Got our Pathfinders. And just look at how quick that building went down. Move on to the next one. Focus their listening posts. We're being focused a little bit. Oh, Archon, that's not good. We'll just lead him on a wild goose chase around the map while we focus down his resource buildings. So we just hold shift, right click, and just queue up the buildings in question to be demolished. And I'm still lacking the power. Is it because it had... Yeah, it queued another one by mistake. I wasn't really paying attention, but that's fine. Okay, we'll make the Koyan now. Pull these guys back a bit. And this is a bit hard for our enemy to stop here. Like, these vehicles will be able to tank any small firearms damage, meanwhile obliterating these resource buildings. So we just go around. Our enemy now has no power. He'll have to spend 165 requisition producing more. And so we just pretty much just be annoying at this point. I just lost that whole Fire Warrior squad, but that's because I wasn't paying attention. Microing is still important here. Make sure your units aren't dying like mine are. So I'm not sure how much more vehicle cap this will bring, but it'll bring a lot more than just making more. It's definitely more worth it than making another vehicle beacon. We are taking a bit more damage here now. We can focus these Reaver jet bikes. They won't last long. In fact, we can just cut the whole Reaver jet bike supply. Watch how quick the health goes down. This is only 2 Barracudas as well. Like, imagine if I had 3 or 4. It'd do twice the amount of damage I'm doing right now. Weak infantry can get killed pretty easily as well. But this is basically it, guys. We just, you know, get our Barracudas out. We can focus more on infantry once we have a surplus of resources. And we just lead our enemies on a wild goose chase. And make it harder for them to micro as well. Obviously the AI has perfect micro, but against the real player, this would be very annoying for them to have to keep up with all this. Get some Fire Warriors going. Extra damage. And this is it, guys. So I've got 3 now. I can just lay waste to my opponent's buildings. Very good on long maps for sure. And see, they have to move all the way around. Whoops. To keep up with this. Okay, so that was just the plus 6. This provides plus 6. So we'll have to build a coalition center to get more population. But yeah, this is it, guys. So, yeah, do what you will with this build. I will move on to the next one. Okay guys, so for this last opening I'm going to show you is the fast drone Harbinger, branching of the fast vehicles opening. Let's unpause the game here. Our vehicle beacon is getting made, but we will need more power for this one because drones are very power, you know, power hungry. You need to build a huge stockpile of power for this one, but the payoff should be worth it. So we'll start these power generators going. And we really only need to make the 1 vehicle for this build, which is pretty good, right? However, that vehicle needs power to produce its units. So this one here, Drone Harbinger, we click that. We just need to make 1 for now. I don't know if you can make 2. Not sure if I've seen players do that. But 1 should be enough. Now the Drone Harbinger itself is extremely weak, like the Devilfish troop carry, so you've got to keep it in the at some distance away from the front line, so that it doesn't get destroyed. That's basically the way to beat the strategy. If the Drone Harbinger goes down, the strategy goes out the window. So let's say I'm just sitting back here. Find a spot for your Harbinger to sit, preferably protected by units. Set a rally point up this way, let's say, into the enemy base. And we now right click, launch Harbinger drones, and basically it'll start. First of all, we'll just build a little mass of them, actually. Now, once you hit 14 of these drones, that's about the time it takes for the first one to start getting destroyed. So that's a good little indicator for you there. But basically, now we just send these guys out. And we basically just have a steady supply of drones going out to deal some damage. And in the meantime, we get some globals out. Now watch how quickly this Archon will die. This is a commander unit, just taking damage from all these drones. That's pretty insane, right? So we go out. This is basically the strategy, guys. We just spam drones. And this is very problematic for our enemy because there's too many targets for them to focus on. And yeah, it just, as usual, these drones do very high DPS. Now, they are dying pretty quickly because of these mandrakes, but if I can just reveal these mandrakes and get them out of the picture, it should be right. But look at how quickly my power went down, and I've already used up all of my power, right? And so I have to stop, because these drones won't be being produced as fast if my power has to wait to replenish before making the next one. So that's kind of the downside to this opening. Theoretically speaking, to be able to be producing drones so that you can constantly just send them out, your power needs to be probably above like 100, plus 100. I recently learned that this number means like plus 79 every 10 seconds. Every 10 seconds I will have accumulated 79 power. So that's what that means. Each drone is 35 power, and this cooldown is 3 seconds, right? So every 9 seconds I will have spent 105 power basically, which is close to 10 seconds. If you want to, you know, get all nerdy and theoretical about it, that's the idea there. So your power bonus should be at least like plus 100. That would be a rate where you can comfortably just send drones out without having to worry about your power going down. But this is still a good, you know, for harassing your enemy. It's pretty nice. Maybe you can get focus on your power for these drones and use your requisition to get like fire warriors out or something and mass up some fire warriors. And yeah, research your globals for power, obviously. But yeah, this is basically it, guys. I do see this strategy used sometimes. I think maybe in more rare cases you use it like this so early in the game. I think players preferably use it later on as a late game option because you will have more power by then. So it's up to you to do what you will with this strategy, but I thought I'd show it anyway. Now, an honorable mention would be the Sky Rays. I did consider this one. You can make up to 2 Sky Rays with just a vehicle beacon up, which isn't that much, honestly. Should be, well, the idea is you research the barrage from the Path to Enlightenment, and you can make 2 Sky Rays and have them barrage your enemies. But the cooldown on the abilities is a bit long, and it's kind of not worth it, I feel like. So that's why I didn't really show that one for this build order video. But if you'd like to see it, I guess I can show it. But again, yeah, it's not really necessary. I don't see it get played often. So anyway, that was 3 tower build orders for you. If you feel like I missed out anything, please let me know. And I think according to the poll, it might be Necrons next. So that's something to look forward to, guys. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, leave a like. Helps with the algorithm. And I just want people to find more of these videos to help them. So yeah. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.